Hi, my name is Devin Jackson Randall, or DJR, and welcome to Queer Fudanshi. So let's talk. Today is Friday, and that means it's time for the weekly update. This is when I tell you guys all you need to know about LGBT-themed media, or media with LGBT characters. So basically, it could be anything from like movie announcements about LGBT characters, LGBT actors, or it could be things about video games that are coming out that have LGBT issues or characters, or it could be competitions and art festivals that are LGBT themed, blah 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 blah, all of that stuff and more at your weekly update. So our first story of the day is about Spa Night. Spa Night is a Korean American film that is currently running in New York City. Apparently it's not running anywhere else, which is sad because I would love to see it. Spa Night is about a Korean American gay man who is 18, young, and trying to figure out his identity and his sexuality. The film is apparently just him kind of being pulled between being Korean American and being gay, and then feeling like he's not really a full member of either communities. I'm telling you about this story because that it is such an authentic Korean American and gay Korean American story. It is a gay Korean American story, and that's not really something we get that often. We get BL stories all the time, but let's be honest, BL stories are presented under the scope of women. It's usually women fujoshi who create these stories, and so to hear a gay Asian man story is something that's very rarely done from a realistic perspective. This story is actually directed by Andrew An, and he has expressed how he really wants this to be a authentic, gay Korean American story. So there are no white people, there are no black people, there's nobody other than Korean Americans. And I believe at the end that I believe, even though what I just said, spoilers, I believe at the end he ends up not even dating anyone outside of his race. He ends up dating a Korean American man, or at least engaging in pleasures with one, and that he's expressly said how he wanted it always to be like that because he wanted a sense of community. It wasn't just about passion and sexuality, it was also that he was trying to discover a community and identity for himself. And so ending up with a Korean American man shows that he's trying to merge the two communities that he's from, the gay community and the Korean American community, and creating a bridge, that's the word, and creating a bridge between the two. So if you're interested in that and you're in New York City, go check that out. Go see if that is in your area if you're in New York. Cool? Okay, next story. So story number 2 is about a Bud Light commercial. If you've seen the running campaign with Amy Schumer and Seth Rogen, where they're acting like politicians and they're really talking about like, let's drink, to drinking with Bud Light and all that stuff. That has been a running campaign that's been happening since the Super Bowl, but they've keep on coming out with more videos and more ads for that. And the recent one has been shown to be trans inclusive. Specifically in the video, which I'll have a link to it in the description. So what happens is that Seth Rogen is like saying, we sell to people of any gender, and then Amy Schumer is like, but gender identity is a spectrum, it's not just so easy thing to pick out, blah blah blah. And so basically this was a interesting story, I think, because Bud Light is really trying to be as inclusive to everyone. They recently had a commercial a months ago, where it was talking about gay marriage, and so Bud Light is really trying to connect with the LGBT community, and I think that's great. So go check out that video if you want, link in the descriptions. And yeah, next story. Story number 3 is a follow-up on last week's news report. It's about Ben-Hur, and I had not seen the movie, but apparently it does not contain the gay scenes and gay undertones that we were talking about in last week's weekly update. We talked about how last week's weekly update, one of the many screenwriters who worked on the 1959 film, said that he had tried to work in some gay undertones, talked to one of the actors, and so on. And this, if this was true, has been up to debate for many, many years. But apparently the new film decided to leave those gay undertones out. Apparently what had happened was that the director was not able to use any of the material from the 1959 film because it was owned by a different film studio. So his excuse, this is his excuse, but it might be true, whatever, is that apparently he then based the new movie off of a book. He based the new movie off of the original book that the whole story is from, and that book apparently does not contain any of the gay undertones that the 1959 film does. So it turns out that this new film once again took out gay storylines, but the director has his own story as to why. Honestly, I don't care what the excuse is. I don't care if it's an excuse or real. No matter what, it's an excuse really, but it's disappointing. It's disappointing to lose a gay story, even one that was as historic as having a gay undertone in a Oscar-winning film from the 50s. But, you know, what are we gonna do? So that is it for this weekly update. What do you guys think about Ben-Hur? Do you care if Ben-Hur doesn't have a gay storyline or undertones? Do you think that Spa Night would be great to have in your area? Would you like to see Spa Night in your area, and would you see it like me? And then also, do you care that Bud Light is making their videos more inclusive? Do you care if their commercials are all inclusive? And yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and all that, and let's get talking. Bye. First we have the Ben-Hur, which is Ben-Hur remake. It's coming out this week or next week, I believe. Some people are worried that with this movie, certain aspects of the original will be taken